Hey up everybody, my name is Joshua Morrison, Director of Johnny Moore Lessons in Confidence, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about outside validation and how it can be an absolute curse upon your productivity and your mental well-being. So we all end up slightly comparing ourselves to other people. We always end up, on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and you see, your friends and your family and stuff, and like they're out having a blast and they're posting it all, and you're sort of thinking to yourself, I'm just sat here, just not really getting up to much, just going along doing what I do. It feels kind of like, what's the point? But you can get really lost in that comparison to other people, and it can really get you down. It can really make everything feel very overwhelming, because it looks like everyone else is so successful and you are a failure. But really, everyone else is just the same as you. Everyone else has their own worries and insecurities, and I think it's important to remember that, because for this video we're going to be talking about external validation and how if you come to rely on it, then you will end up worse for wear, shall we say. So recently I made a video on golf and why I dislike golf, and the video has it's done well in the numbers, but people find fault in my approach to the topic, and I like that. I like the fact that people don't agree with me, and there's debate going on in the comment sections, and there's people that kind of go like, oh, this is an incredibly naive sort of take, and that kind of thing, and I don't seek out the approval of other people. I love getting all these really positive comments from people and sort of going, oh, you're an inspiration and all that, but it's not about that. It's not, for me at least, it's not something that I need to fill up my motivation meter. Say you've got a motivation meter, right, and you've got other people that are saying, hey, good job, man, and then it goes like that, and you go, wow, that was amazing, and he goes up a little bit more, and he goes, you are an inspiration to me, I've managed to get so much done thanks to you. Or like, oh, that's a nice one. It's nice to have those sort of things, and it is lovely to hear these comments from people, and it's a nice little feeling inside. But if you come to rely on that kind of feeling, then if it gets taken away, then you are going to be quite sad as a result of it, because you've come to rely on this external validation. And you can't just go out there into the world and expect other people to prop you up emotionally. You've got to go out there and do it yourself. You've got to be your own person and not worry so much about what others have to say on what you do and how you do it. Because if you kind of let other people get in the way, then you can end up just quite upset, really, just in general, and this is a video about avoiding that. So it is unavoidable, because we aren't all consistently on top. We all have dips and we all have peaks, and we have valleys and peaks and valleys like that, and we all have outside situations that will cause turmoil within our own lives. So if you're going through some hard times, then the external validation of others is actually more valuable, because it helps you slightly more, and you see it as more valuable. That's what I mean. You see it as something that really helps you out a lot more. If you're feeling really depressed and someone comes along and says, oh, you're doing so well, that feels a lot better than if you're already doing really well and someone comes along and says, oh, you're doing really well. So you kind of go, oh, yeah, I kind of knew. And it as you kind of go through life, you will come into peaks and valleys, and sort of feel differently about other people's approval of yourself. When you are on top of everything, you are able to just sort of brush it all off and brush away all the negativity. But when you are kind of feeling down and you're right in the dumps, all of that stuff, if it's a valley like that and people are throwing like, hey, you suck, man, hey, that was terrible, that's all filling that valley, and it all gets on top of you, and you don't want to let that happen. How can you avoid that? Well, I think be kind to yourself is a very good start. Don't worry so much about your own failures, because we are all failures in various ways and forms. Nobody is perfect. Nobody goes through life waking up at 5 a.m. every day, doing everything perfectly, ascending the ladder and is liked by all. Nobody's like that. Nobody is the absolute golden child that everybody loves. Everybody has their own flaws and failings and things that they want to hide away and things that they're embarrassed about. And that's part of human nature, and that's okay. It's okay to feel like that. And if you try and separate yourself from others in the sense that you see everyone else as being perfect, but you are a failure, that is going to make it so much harder for yourself to actually rise up to whatever challenge it might be that's coming up in your life. And it'll make it so much harder to claw your way through the logistics of your life, you know, getting a driving license or getting a new job or saving up for a mortgage or trying to find a lover and all that kind of stuff. If you let the opinions of others get to you, then you will paralyze yourself and be kind of unable to do much. And if you allow the opinions of others to dictate what it is you do, then you're not living for yourself, you're living for other people. And if you're just living for other people that you don't approve of and they don't necessarily approve of you, then you're all just playing this game of chicken where you're eventually just waiting to be caught out. And you don't need to suddenly become a success in order to avoid this. You just need to be confident in your own abilities and be confident in your own personality, because there's a brilliant personality inside of you somewhere. Even if you're an extremely introverted person and whenever you try to talk to people, you feel like you can't, and you feel like you've got something that you really want to talk about, but you don't because you're embarrassed about it, or you think that everyone's just going to tell you, shut the hell up, you know. They might, and if they do, then that's their problem, not yours. That just means that they're a knobhead, right? Just go out and try and do well by others and do well by yourself. And if you do that, then you will end up so much happier as a result, because you won't be so worried about the endless improvement of the self that we are all kind of trying to do. We're all trying to fix what we see as being wrong with us in various ways. And we all are trying to, hang on, let me give you an example. When I was quite depressed and all that, right, I was a very quite closed off, quite mousy person, and I would go to hang out with my friends, and I would be sat there kind of in the corner, just like, stuck in my own head, and all my thoughts kind of going on. It's like, I'm all this and this and this, and I'm just remembering all the worst things about the world and about myself, whilst we're trying to have this fun conversation about various things, and then I'll occasionally chime in like, yeah. Oh yeah, do you remember when I can't remember what it was. And then you can't remember what it is, and then you kind of sink. You get that sinking feeling socially. That ends up happening. And that was a really difficult thing to sort of overcome, because how do you be yourself? How do you be the truest version of yourself? That's something that's up to you to figure out. That's something for you to decide, because it's your decision, it's your life. Do you want to be someone that does this? Do you want to be someone that's much more comedic and jokey and like that? Or do you want to be a much more earnest person and say things kind of as you feel them and be the person that people go to for those like heart-to-heart conversations? Or do you want to be the person that people go to for the laughs? And you can be both, and you can be in between, you can be something else entirely that I haven't even thought of, and it's completely up to you in terms of how you want to do that. But what you shouldn't do is be someone that seeks the approval of others, because if they don't approve of you, then your own self-worth is denigrated by your own subconscious and by your own brain, which will suddenly start to work against you. So you don't need the approval of others, because what other people think of you is completely fucking irrelevant. It doesn't matter whatsoever, right? If your boss hates you, right, then you're gonna have to figure something out. If your parents hate you and you're living at home, just try and, keep the peace and just try and do as well as you can. But don't let their negativity towards you get you down, because we're all in this together at the end of the day, and it's better to realize that we're all failures in our own ways, and we've all got our own flaws, and we've all got things that are wrong with us, and we've all got problems, and we've all got things that we can improve on, and that's fine, that's okay. We're allowed to be like that. We're allowed to have these faults, and it's a good thing because it's part of human nature. If we were all perfect specimens, wouldn't the world be so much less interesting? You know? Do you ever have some hardship and then you come out of the hardship and you're kind of glad that you went through that? Or say you suddenly have to rush out for something that like completely unexpected. So now you're out and it's like, oh God, I'm so stressed out about this thing. And then you get back and you might have managed to get another little wee thing done. You might have, because you were passing the shop, now you can do the shopping that you were gonna have to go out and do anyway. So you kind of kill two birds in one stone. So you kind of come back and you're better off as a result of that hardship. So it's good to go along through life, taking the force that comes your way, taking that hurricane and just standing there and taking it, because that's the journey of life. That's the journey of us. And yeah, I think that's going to be all from me. Thank you so much for watching this. Hope it's made you feel somewhat better. If you are like actually like clinically all depressed and that, find a therapist or something, because and stop relying on these little fucking YouTube videos, because I do try to inspire, but I can't help with something like that. When problems get that large and overwhelming, you need specialist help. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this. Have a great rest of the day. Go talk to someone and just if they kind of go at a joke you made, do take into account, like, was that joke actually funny, or did that person just not have a sense of humor? And try and figure that out for yourself, and try and figure out the best version of you, because the only person that you need to seek approval from is yourself. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.